your reputation is often your resume. Candidates, hopefuls, and applicants thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello! Thank you all for your applications within the Modern Escapism job fair. My name is Oodles, and here is my team. Doctor of Thugonomics and practitioner of herbology, it's Stig.
Word life.
The Northeast's only Michelin star barista, it's Gadget.
Oh, I thought you would have had something more impressive there, Oodles. I'm disappointed in you. Mark that down on your permanent record.
He's doing it! Professor of the Dark Arts and Necromancer, it's Candy.
Page 394.
And Confessions of a Window Cleaner, it's Biggie.
Hug life.
See, Gadget's first when I said word live was like a look of confusion. It's not when the Doctor of Thugonomics is John Cena, and that's his catchphrase.
Right, okay.
Just thought I'd let you know.
It's a wrestling
I
thing.
got it, Stig. No one else did.
I know, but Gadget's just there, like the look on his face was, what?
Well, before we get into the show, please consider becoming one of our sexy and incredibly cool patrons to help us divide and conquer the podcasting world. Details are in our show notes, but mainly check out our website, modernescapism.co.uk, for more exquisite content and links to everything we do. Guys, do you know what I need in my life? Some
feedback from last
news.
week.
Oh, we've got some feedback.
Oh, we do. We have feedback because me and Candy weren't here last week. But I made a few notes as I was going along, as I'm wanting to do when I'm not on these shows. Firstly, I'm not being off the show ever again when there's a Disney or Marvel Expo. The way you lot bumbled through that. Jesus. You need
Stig,
a proper correspondent.
When I got into the chat and these two were talking and said, yeah, we've got that Disney D23, I was like, what? I was like, there's been announcements.
I know, you missed the Werewolf by Night. There's been a trailer for that. I thought you'd be well into that, Oodles.
I didn't see him at that point. I've not known about him.
Captain America New World Order, the leader is going to be the bad guy, so the guy from Incredible Hulk is back. Can't remember the actor's name, but he's coming back, so there was all that. And also, the main thing, actually, though, is what is wrong with you three?
Everything.
Like, you had a go at me about not wanting to be the captain, yet the first thing that you guys wanted to do was, one, Biggie wanted to kill people, and you two went full fascism dictators.
Socialist dictator, actually.
I want to abolish all countries and run the solar system. Doesn't sound very socialistic to me.
It's cleaning up the streets.
It's Bohemian, isn't it?
Gadget just wanted to take over a company and carry on doing what they already do.
Yeah, why not?
Wildest dreams, baby.
Could have done anything. I know my job was just being a lazy bum. And that's why I didn't want to be the captain, because I just couldn't be asked for the pressure. And everything.
It would be very, yeah. Upon reflection, I was like, being a captain sounds difficult.
Yeah. and Gadget already touched on it anyway. Like I had made a note before Gadget touched on it that there is no pay in Star Trek, so I would literally just do my job.
What's the point? Yeah. What's the point?
And just chill out for the rest of the time. But it'd be a really cushy job. So, yeah.
Think of it conversely, as the head of Wayland Yutani, I would do the same, because I would take over the company and just let it do whatever evil things it's doing, and I would just reap all of the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extreme wealth with nothing to do with it.
Yep.
Target on your back, though,
everyone
constantly.
On this podcast wants to like go on holiday in apocalyptic worlds and dream jobs in, desolate cities, killing people.
It's more fun.
I don't want to kill anyone.
I did like Biggie's, discussion on like, well, if I need some new clothes, I'll just pick them up off the street in New York. So that's looting, Biggie. That's looting.
Yeah.
There's a dead body here. I'll just take his clothes. That's a nice hat.
Oh, it fits perfectly.
They were donations for charity shops. I just helped myself.
The thing is, even our listeners are evil. Some of the feedback from our listeners, you can't escape it. A bit of power, a bit of dream power, and it all goes to your heads.
I told you can't trust him. Our listeners
No.
are the worst. That's not true. But I still wouldn't trust you.
A little bit true.
It is true. Right. Have you got any feedback, Candy? Or can we get on to the...
I'd just like to, I would like to say that I would have gone for Vault-Tec, obviously, and I'd have just been the worst overseer. So again, another apocalyptic future.
Why? What is wrong with you people?
Called
There's
it.
not a lot of choice.
There's so much choice.
Also,
I said I'd work
you,
at Dunder Mifflin.
you don't want to be the
Dunder
overseer.
Mifflin was going to be one of my was going to be my otherwise.
You don't want to be an overseer for Vault-Tec. You want to run Vault-Tec. There's a difference.
No, I want to
there
be
you
an
go.
overseer and conduct all the crazy experiments. I think I'd
That's what
like
the end comes.
Sometimes
tried
the
to stay
overseers
horrible.
were part of
Yeah,
that experiment and
absolutely
they didn't know.
I wouldn't be one of those ones.
How do you know?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on. Biggie's breaking news. I'm just gagging. I'm gagging. Feed me news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
Okay, here comes your starter. First up, we've got Halo lead Bonnie Ross is leaving 343 Industries and Xbox. She has led the Halo brand for about 15 years, worked with Microsoft's games business, best part of 3 decades, working on franchises like Gears of War, Alan Wake, and even third-party publishing deals like Jade Empire and Mass Effect. So quite a big shift change there.
Good. Get Gills out of my Halo. Am I right, boys?
Exactly, get out.
I'm joking
Halo
for new
hasn't been
listeners.
doing-
I am joking for new listeners.
Halo has not been doing well, though, it's true. But I don't know if it's down to her, but...
Is it
Yikes.
fucked down to her?
There's a bit of it's down to her, a bit of it down to Microsoft themselves. It's poorly managed in several different directions.
It's great though. I played it again that weekend. So much fun.
Yep. Best game ever.
No, but it's very good.
Isn't the best game ever. Babylon's Fall will terminate its service on February the 27th, 2023. It was an action role-playing hack-and-slash video game published by Square Enix, and it's not gone down very well, has it?
In our group, I said to Biggie, I said to Gadget, what's Babylon's Fall? Never even heard of
I
it.
had no idea.
Never even heard of it.
So it came.
You know, we're a game.
Well, it came out in March this year,
That's mental.
and it's like a kind of a. I think the best way to describe it is like a live service version of Nier Automata. It's kind of like it's a platinum game all about action style, like stylish action stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it like when it dropped in March, it had kind of mediocre reviews and it was kind of broken online, and no one bought it. There was one point.
Sounds
There was one
crap.
point I think Shop 2 was selling it for like £8 because they'd like massively overbought the stock. But yeah, it's going to be killed within 11 months of it coming online.
Well, lest we forget.
I think it
Oh, no,
probably also had some microtransaction bullshit behind it. I'm sure I read something about like the economy in the game was fucking terrible.
It's great how Square Enix are just, they seem like to be on the last legs at the moment. They have fucked it.
Well, especially since they've sold off everything good about them to Absolver. Not Absolver, Embracer, other than Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but they make one of them every 10 years. It's not going to go down well. Next.
Again, speaking of things that haven't gone down well, Overwatch fans are furious that one of the original game's promises will be broken in the up-and-coming sequel. The $40 Watch Point pack, which includes access to the Season Battle One Pass and has skins and all that kind of stuff, has now led to the point where players now have to unlock the characters before they can use them, and the Overwatch community is going ballistic. It's not
Oh
quite.
my God, they have
a
to play the
sequel.
game. They have to play the
It's
game
like
to
a
get them.
combination of 1 and 2, basically. It's like
So
Overwatch 2.0.
yeah, the whole premise with Overwatch since before the first game came out was that all new characters were going to drop for free. So
Okay.
having them put behind a battle pass, even if it's on the free track, people are pissed off about because essentially it means you can pay to get the access to the characters before everyone else gets them.
So you get an
That's
advantage.
nice.
Yeah, because it is
Of
a
course.
versus game, isn't it?
It's
So you're going to be
yeah.
the richer you are, the better you are.
Yeah, because it's a versus game, but also each character plays very individually. So when a new character drops, there's always like this 3 or 4 week learning period with a new character where you have to learn how they play, where they fit in the meta. So yeah, it's
Yeah, you need a balanced team, don't you?
yeah. So it's another thing where Blizzard just seem to keep making really poor decisions that piss their fans off.
And as we know, like Overwatch fans are known lovely people, aren't they? As well.
I mean, I used to love Overwatch. Overwatch was my favorite
Great
game.
community.
Overwatch was my favorite game for about 2 years. Like I played it endlessly. Like I really enjoyed it, and then they just stopped supporting it properly, and it just went to shit. And then I
played the training level when when the game were loading, and then I uninstalled it before it finished loading.
I used to be really good at it. I really enjoyed it. But then
right.
Blizzard just kept screwing the fan base over, and it got incredibly toxic, like more toxic than other online games I've played.
Fuck Blizzard.
Oh yeah, fuck Blizzard.
Fuck 'em. Next.
Uncharted Legacy of Thieves will be now arriving on the PC in October 19th.
Great game.
So more Sony products arriving on the PC.
Yeah, I think I might just get it.
If it plays on your little Steam Deck, that'll be a nice little, because it's only about 8 hours long. Lovely little game, that.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. I could go and get this for my PS5 and pay a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
I do like playing stuff on the Steam Deck.
Exactly, mate. Exactly, mate. It's
I sat and played Guardians of the Galaxy in bed this morning on it.
Yeah. It's perfect for that.
Lovely. Yeah, but it's 45 quid, so I might wait for it to drop.
Ooh.
Just wait
you might
for
get 10 hours out of it if you collect everything, but it's not long.
Isn't
great, though.
Isn't Legacy of Thieves Uncharted 4 as well? It's Uncharted 4 and the Lost Legacy.
I don't know. I thought you meant the Lost Legacy one. I thought you meant that.
Yeah, I only want the Lost Legacy. I'm not going to play 4 again.
Yeah, I got confused with the names, but yeah, the one where you are in India. It's good. It's really good.
You're with Chloe and what's the other one called?
Janine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lost Legacy is Uncharted 4 and then the Lost Legacy.
Yeah. 4's still great though, still a banger.
Oh yeah.
Next.
Speaking of Sony, they've done it again. They came out with another fantastic announcement and have said that the original PSVR games are not compatible with their new PSVR 2. So Sony.
Fucking idiot.
Such a stupid thing.
Go Sony.
It's just, you can get it. What are they doing?
It's just a dumb move by greedy people. That's what it is.
I don't understand how this affects third-party games. Does it affect third-party games? So,
yeah.
Will do. Yeah.
So if you have Beat Saber,
you have to buy it again.
You can't play it, you have to buy it again.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
And
I
it'll
can
load a bit
understand if it
faster.
was first-party games that they couldn't adapt to their new stuff, but
So
it's just bollocks, mate.
Beat Saber is literally just waggle up and down.
It's a lot of speculation I say online is like the excuse Sony are probably going to use if they're pressed on it is the way the PSVR 2 does the motion tracking is different to the PSVR, because PSVR you've got the wands and the big glowing things and then the camera in front of you. So that's what it's kind of viewing on. Whereas PSVR 2, it's more like the Quest, where it's like it's internal tracking and it's tracking from the handset.
I still don't believe they couldn't do it.
Well, when I was reading that, I was thinking, well, one, that does make sense, but also two, surely you could just use what they're doing on the Quest and just emulate that kind of thing, because Beat Saber works on the Quest. So someone has the code somewhere to do this. Like, can you not?
They're just being lazy, greedy boys.
Can you not just like?
Has there been a price announced?
No, but I think everyone's expecting about 500 quid. Like, it's not going to be cheap.
Wow.
Especially with Sony kind of putting the prices up.
Yeah.
It's going to be that much, and you're not going to be able to find one either.
Yeah. Also, bear in mind the Quest, Oculus, Meta, not Oculus. Meta put the price up of the Quest up by 100 quid for each unit as well.
Yep.
So it's I think a lot of people are expecting it to be probably as expensive as a PS5. Which is going to, if that's the case, it's going to kill it, because
I really wanted to be excited and get into VR at the beginning of its thing, this VR2, when it announced when we watched it. Now I'm less excited because I know all these games that I got on PS Plus, they're just not going to work. No, they're not going to work. So I'm not going to buy it.
The price point again,
it's too much.
Puts me off thinking that people.
I could get a Steam Deck for that.
They're not going to develop for it, so you just have a hard piece of hardware that'll have fuck all on it.
But then there's also stuff like that. There are some genuine bangers on PSVR currently, like Resident Evil 7 in VR. You're not going to be able to play that on the PSVR 2.
Just
the Batman experience. That's brilliant as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the Batman experience is supposed to be good. like Skyrim
was.
VR is not going to be compatible with it unless they do another version of that, or same with
Can't buy it.
same with
I'll buy
Fallout VR or Doom BFG VR
Yeah.
edition, whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
They didn't
Gadget.
actually do Fallout VR for PlayStation.
Oh, did they
I
not?
don't think they can. No, they can get it running. I was gutted.
They couldn't get the main game running.
The words you just uttered then was, if they are going to release another version of it.
I know, yeah, of
they
course.
are.
When?
Of course they are.
So I'm still waiting for the version that works for me toaster. But it's just a really
Not long now.
it's just a really stupid decision. And again, all it would need is software emulation. That's all the PS5 does with the PS4. It's just software emulation to make the games run on it. I'm sure there must be a way to automatically do this because you're just using the same tracking points of data. Your camera's just in a different position. You know?
Just being the lens
Can't be
about
asked.
it. Can't be asked. Can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Greedy Sony.
Or they'll announce a year in that, oh yeah, we're going to make them compatible. You've got to pay for every upgrade. Something
Yeah,
stupid.
it's on another PS Plus tier.
Yeah.
VR tier. Fucking idiots. Absolute idiots. Next, I'm getting angry.
Next up, the original Wolfenstein 3D has now been unbanned and officially released in Germany, some 30 years after its original release elsewhere.
Wow. Unedited.
Unedited, yeah.
I have to assume so.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know that
'cause
all
the-
the German versions are all edited out there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because the swastika is completely banned, isn't it, in Germany?
And
Understandably.
Hitler's
Yeah.
he's not got his mustache.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
Recent games.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think they're referred to as something like the Reich or something like that. It's not
Yes, something that's not banned. Yeah.
like So having it like unbanned like that it is a pretty big step. I think
It's huge.
I think a lot of the people who are in charge of the kind of the censorship and stuff like that are realizing context is important. You're killing them. You know, it's not glorifying the Nazis.
Because they hate him. They hate him probably more than everyone else in the world anyway.
They have a right to. But yes,
Exactly. Exactly.
Enjoy killing Nazis.
It's a popular pastime, along with punching Nazis, killing Nazis, punching Nazis.
Any of it really, and just hurting them. Yeah, yeah.
Why not?
Into it. Well done, Germany. Well done.
Small steps.
Mm-hmm.
Goose steps.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I knew you were going to say that.
sake.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
It's all right. It's all right.
I saw his fucking brain going then. I saw his eyes.
This
Fuck's
works
sake,
perfect.
mate.
This works perfect for later. Works perfect for later.
Fuck's sake, Biggie.
It's been a busy day
Achtung, next.
for baby. It's been a busy day for Rockstar. Jason Schreier has also confirmed these leaks are true, and GTA 6 has had loads of gameplay video screenshots leaked all over the internet by a previous employee, Samuel W. Hyde. His name is nice. Rockstar have yet to comment about any of it so far.
He's been shot. He's been shot in the car parks. That man is no. I've watched a lot of these videos, and do you know what? I think it looks tasty.
I thought it looked good. But I mean, it's just.
Tasty.
Yeah.
I know it's rough, but it's going to be, isn't it?
Do you think he's an ex-employee because he leaked it, or he leaked it because he's an ex-employee? Did they specify?
I think he's leaked it because he's an ex-employee. I think he's a disgruntled employee.
It's all old stuff, though, isn't it? Like it's just.
He
is old.
It's not current
2019.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is
But
old.
it shows kind of some of the stuff that they're going to do with it, and yeah, I mean it's GTA.
I like it.
I don't get people looking at it going, "Oh, this looks terrible." It's like, of course, it looks terrible.
It's in development.
a completely
4 years old.
unfinished product.
It's still got the wireframes on
interesting
half
to-
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how it's obviously the work in progress, how it
I like it.
begins. I
Yeah.
thought it was really cool to look at.
It does kind of show the direction. Obviously, then it's pretty much confirming where it's set, because if you look at the police cars, they have
Modern day as well.
Vice City.
That's the only thing I'm
ED
sad
on
about.
there.
I kind of wanted to go back to 80s
Yeah.
Vice City. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain.
All the cars have screens in the dash and stuff like that. It's
Was that-
modern day.
Rumors that it was going to be like a Bonnie and Clyde, and you can
Yeah.
switch between a male and a female antagonist, and that's
Protagonist.
Well, they're not really are they?
Protagonist.
I would say
No.
I would say protagonist,
Yeah,
but in GTA you're not really you play an antagonist.
They're just antagonists.
Yeah.
You do. I
Protagonist.
actually stop for red lights in Grand Theft Auto. I'll have you know.
Some people play that.
That's weird.
Yeah,
It's weird.
role-playing servers where you
Yeah.
have to like obey
You
the
have
law.
to obey the law.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's actually good. That's funny. Yeah, let's just live real life on this game when you can go outside and live real life. Fucking idiots. God, I love them.
Yeah. I reckon what do we reckon? 2025?
23.
25.
No,
I would
I
say.
reckon next year.
I don't know. I don't think it'll be
November
next year.
25.
I think it's going to have a full 12-month hype cycle.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's going to be a mid generation game. So it's 25 would be bang on, wouldn't it?
I think
Middle of the generation.
I think late 24. I think it's going to get announced at like
That's
E3
what I
next
think, yeah.
year. Then you get a 12-month hype cycle, and it comes out like October, November.
like
around
5 did.
there. A bit like
Yeah.
5 did, yeah, because 5 had a 12-month hype cycle.
He had that trailer, didn't it? And everyone's going, "Oh, look, he looks a bit like Tommy Vercetti. It could be Tommy Vercetti older," but he weren't.
No.
Yeah, I remember that. And I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Regardless, take your time. Take your time.
Well, there's a first look at possibly the poster for David Harbour appearing as Santa Claus in the movie A Violent Night. It's an action thriller, which I can't believe this hasn't been kind of done yet. Santa Claus, as he has to save a kidnapped family from mercenaries on Christmas Eve.
It's going to be like Taken, but in the snow.
Yeah, I love it. Imagine Santa Claus going all out. Just be, yeah.
And David Harbour lately, that man's ripped.
Once.
Yeah, Goldberg did it. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Years ago. Can't remember what it was called now, but it was like a horror, like
Yeah.
Santa Claus, like fucking people up.
Oh, there's so many
Yeah.
horror Christmas films. I love it. I hope it's. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I hope it's going to be exquisite. Like so bad, it's just absolutely brilliant.
So
You have that scene on the phone where he goes, "I know where you are, and I know what you wanted for Christmas."
Oh, you've done it. You've done it.
I
You've
guarantee at some point in that film, he says, "You're going on the naughty list."
Yeah.
or just give him a grizzled. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah. He kills someone with a piece of coal.
Or a candy cane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or an elf.
As long as they don't use Santa Claus Baby, that'd be a really weird one.
Yeah. Next.
Moving on. Jeff Love Ness will write the up-and-coming Avengers sequel, which will be focusing on Kang the Conqueror, a Marvel villain that's about to be reintroduced in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Mm-hmm.
He's wrote Quantumania as well, so obviously he's leading that story on straight from.
Which goes from what me and Stig said, that we reckon he's going to be the big bad.
Oh, he is the big bad. I mean, his name's in the
Yeah.
big Avengers film, isn't it? But he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't
Not
write
much
any of the
about him
previous
as a
Ant-Man
villain.
films, so
Is he
You
any
don't know
good?
much about him.
No, I know the
Um,
character, but not read much with him in it.
He is formidable, and he starts off a lot of arcs in the books, and well known for disrupting multiverses and stuff like that. So yeah, he's not as imposing as like Thanos or Galactus, but he's got his ways. He's got his ways. There's many of him, so it could be an army of Kangs.
yeah, Loki season 2 is going to touch on a lot of that, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. He looks good. I think they've picked an incredible actor for him, so I'm up for it. It's just weird that it's kicking off with Ant-Man. That's just
Like I
odd.
said, the writer though, he wasn't involved in the last Ant-Man film.
Yeah.
So he's obviously been tasked with writing this and then leading on to the Avengers film. So they've obviously got.
I still find it baffling that Ant-Man gets his own films. Really, it's such a crazy notion to me. Such a B tier character, but Paul Rudd can do it, can't he? He can lead a film. Paul Rudd. That's the best thing about him.
Yeah.
Oh, so dreamy.
Oh,
He is
all right,
dreamy.
calm down. Calm down.
Thinking about
You see the
dreamy.
painting in his attic.
Paul Gray. Next.
The
Fucking
show
hell.
favourite, The Northman, did become a profitable movie thanks to video on demand and home media markets. It's nice to see a movie of its type do so well.
It's very, 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 very good.
It's very good this
I
because recently Matt Damon had said how stuff like the home media had made films really difficult to become profitable. compared to the 90s because there's no VHS/DVD sales really anymore. He said like films like The Northman, he didn't say The Northman, but like The Northman basically, they're struggling these days because not a lot of people see them in the cinema and they're not picking it up once they get home like they used to. So it's good to see that it actually has.
Like I rented The Northman with actual money because I wanted the 4K Ultra version of it because I wanted it to look good. You know what I mean? And even though I'd seen it in cinema, I still wanted to. So I've paid for it twice. So if people have seen it, of course, I know. Hold your heart. I love it. I think one of my favorite directors of all time.
I think that's how these ones become profitable now, though, because like in the past you would buy things on home movie on DVD or whatever if you knew you wanted to keep the film. You didn't normally go and spend 20 quid on a DVD or a Blu-ray for something that you were unsure on. Whereas with I can go into Amazon and like rent The Northman for £3.50 in 4K.
Yeah,
more people are going to do that. They're going to take a chance on it for £3.50, which I think is the way. I think that's the way these films become popular now.
Which, if you think about it, cinema tickets were £3.50 back in the 90s. So Matt Damon's wrong. He's wrong.
I don't know. I think he knows a bit more about it. How films will get profitable.
I don't think he does, actually. No, I don't think he does. I think he's wrong. He's wrong.
You're wrong, Matt Damon.
You're wrong, Matt.
Good Will Hunting wasn't very good.
Make my fellow podcasters happy. Sony's Columbia Pictures has set a date for the new Karate Kid film, slated to open June the 7th, 2024, and is described as a return to the original Karate Kid franchise.
Good.
I mean, don't we already have that in a TV show?
Yeah.
No, more Karate Kid.
It's already happening, obviously.
Isn't that what they said when Jaden Smith came into it?
No.
Yeah. Is this a continuation of Cobra Kai, or is this going to be a reboot with new Mr. Miyagi and Daniel? Like,
don't need that. Just keep Cobra Kai alive. It never dies.
So they say.
It never dies. Yeah, it's a weird one, this, considering how popular Cobra Kai is.
It is, isn't it? Next, Biggie.
Warner Brothers has now...
Fucking hell. Honest to God tonight, mate.
Warner Brothers has now set the Constantine sequel with Keanu Reeves and Francis Lawrence to reunite. The scripted
good film, that original one.
Robots, J.J. Abrams and Hannah Minghella. I really liked Constantine, actually. I do like that.
Abrams, by the way.
Yes.
Also, J.J. Abrams
This is how we learn. This is how we learn, Biggie. It's how we learn, by being told.
If J.J. Abrams is involved, it's going to start off well and end like shite.
And lots of lens flares.
No, the first Constantine was...
he's not directing, as far as we know, but...
it's a good film, the original.
Is it good? Because I don't remember being that enamoured with it, but I'm not...
It's good, but he's not a very good John Constantine. That's the difference.
See, that's what makes me laugh, right? I've seen nothing this week about people moaning about Keanu Reeves not being a good Constantine. Yet we can't have a black Little Mermaid, can we?
Well, I mean, he's not even English
cares,
for one.
No one cares when nice Keanu Reeves is cast. He's not English. He's not Scouse. He's not blonde.
Yeah, he's not exactly.
It's really infuriating me earlier when I saw this. I was just like, they just fuck off.
They take the pick, don't they? That's the
they take their obvious picks and they just don't hide it very well.
Yeah, fucking internet, man. Let's ban it. Let's delete the internet.
It was just this news here and everyone welcoming it. Yeah, just kind of just hammered the point home this week. Like,
I like the guy that did it on the series. He's brilliant.
Yeah, I've heard he was very good.
Really good. Get him in. Fuck Keanu Reeves. He can't act anyway. Yeah, I said it.
Friend of the show.
Said it again. I said it. He's shit. Lovely bloke. Shit actor. Next.
Netflix going against Type. They must be happy with the season 3 of The Witcher recently wrapping. They have now confirmed season 4 and 5 will be written and filmed back to back.
I don't think that's a Netflix choice. I think that's the producers going, we don't want to get cancelled. Let's get the rest of the season done. Yeah. And then they could say, oh yeah, it was always intended to be 5 series.
Yeah, it's exactly what they're doing.
We
know these things.
There'll be some Netflix board members going itchy going, is this 3 seasons? We've done 3 seasons of this, and they're going, no, oh god, they're getting the cancel button out.
Yeah. This isn't Stranger Things. You can't keep it going. Yeah, into it. It depends. I mean, the second season of Witcher for me was better than the first because it was more coherent. So hopefully,
it's more coherent.
I disagree.
Hopefully, it keeps its trajectory.
I don't understand how you could disagree, Kenny. The first one was literally, the time zones were all over the place.
Yeah, I don't disagree that it wasn't
all over.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree that that was the case. But I mean, I preferred the first series a lot more than the second one.
Right, yeah. I thought you meant you disagreed that it was more coherent.
Oh no, you're completely right. No, absolutely.
She lives in the quantum realm. Time's different for her.
No, that's true.
5 series, then call it. Don't drag it out.
I mean, 3 series and call it. I like something in a nutshell. Me, I like it condensed and what you know what I mean. I'm not end it.
But there's the spin-offs as well. Don't forget. I mean, there's The Witcher. They've already. I don't even know when the one about the elves is coming out because I thought it had already been filmed. I thought it was coming out not long after the second season of The Witcher.
Set before even humans existed in that world, isn't it?
I think so. And there was, I think there's another couple of animes supposed to be coming out. So I don't know if maybe they're just worried that people are going to lose interest a bit quick because people are just like bouncing around from, especially at the moment, like Rings of Power and Game of House of the Dragons, and there's just a lot out. So I wonder if they're just trying to rush it to get it done.
People like swords.
People do like swords.
I'm just here for them giving us loads of fantasy stuff.
Yeah, it makes a change, doesn't it?
Because for years, like Hollywood and everywhere just seems
zombie
to be,
stuff.
No, I don't. Other than Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, they just didn't want to touch anything like too much fantasy. So
actually,
bring it.
If they have recorded or if they are filming these next 2 series back to back, do you think that is a clue about when the next Witcher game's coming out? Because they've announced that already.
No, they've announced they're making something.
I don't know. I don't
get
think
that current
so.
game right first.
Whoa! Yeah, they do. They need to get the
Geralt to
pushing
look a lot
hard.
more like Henry Cavill.
So, The Witcher Blood Origin is supposed to be out this year.
Blood Oranges. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just looked on IMDb. Just says it's out this year. Doesn't say when.
Doubt it.
So I assume it'll be out.
Maybe it's just a limited series. That's why there's no real.
It's 6 episodes.
Oh, okay. Odd, strange. Look forward to not seeing that. I only care if Henry Cavill's in it.
December. Sorry, I just found it. Yeah, it comes out in December. Witcher season 3 is next year.
Well, if you're fed up with fantasy and you like sci-fi, Blade Runner 2099 has been announced as a live-action series from Amazon. Ridley Scott and Blade Runner 2049 writer Michael Green are executive producers. So it's got a 50% chance of being successful.
Yeah, it could be shit. How old's Ridley Scott now? 900 years old?
80-something?
He might not see the end of it, unfortunately.
Fucking hell, man.
Look, I'm drinking. I'm being brutal, I'm drinking.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's on the same level as the last
Amazon
movie.
they've proved so far that with the Rings of Power that they know what they're kind of doing with the money at the moment. So
it
seems
depends
like if they give it the budget.
Yeah, but it seems like a franchise they would do because they know how
loved it is.
How loved Blade Runner is. Yeah, I think if they will put budget into this one.
It's like a multi-award-winning series of films. I think they'll put a lot into it. I think it'll be good. It's all about the aesthetic with Blade Runner, isn't it? And the music.
It is. Yeah.
And some good prose.
Speaking of which, Guillermo del Toro, the master of horror, has given a first look at some of the twisted nightmares and violent delights from his new anthology series. The trailer is out, called Cabinet of Curiosities, as a collection of sinister stories told by some of today's most revered horror creators, including the directors of The Babadook, Splice, Mandy, and many more. I like the look of this. I thought it looked.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
I love Guillermo del Toro anyway. I love
Gnarly as fuck.
I'm one of the only people that think Pacific Rim 2 is good.
It's not good.
I like
Is it
it.
called The Rim In?
Oh God!
No. You need to give up. You need to stop. You need to stop now.
He did direct Pacific Rim 2.
I know, but it's still part of his vision.
Well, no, it's
I like
not if he
Pacific-
didn't direct it.
Yeah. I like
Produced
Pacific Rim. Even how stupid it is, but yeah, no. But yeah, this looks great.
It does.
What is it?
That is it. Wow, what a jam-packed bit of news. Let's get on to the Nexus. And what have you been doing, Gadget?
A few things. It's been a very video gamey week, actually. I've been playing a few things.
Not like you.
I know, right? First off, I think some others are probably going to talk about this in more detail, but I did do the opening couple of levels of Metal Hellsinger, which is a lot of fun. But I'll let someone else take a lead on that if they want to bring it up. I started play because we had all the news and announcement from the Sony State of Play, which we missed out of the news.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't that good.
Shit.
Was it?
And the
Shit, that's why.
and the Nintendo disappointments.
Nintendo. Yeah,
Yeah, because there was shit.
It's got a title for the new Zelda.
Yeah, Tears of a Kingdom.
Ooh, yeah.
We know why it was delayed in the UK.
Awkward.
What's it called? Legend of Zelda Nation Mons or something like that.
Tears of
Tears
the
of the
Kingdom.
Kingdom, isn't it? Yeah.
That's it.
A little bit on the nose.
Well, the Sony State of Play one was also equally shite, but there was one thing that I quite enjoyed from it, which was the announcement of some more Yakuza games, or now there's known like a Dragon. They're all going to be called from here on. Which
The ones, I think, the like a Dragon ones, they're the ones that are turn-based.
well, no. So Yakuza 8 is going to be.
I got it wrong.
No, so Like a Dragon was the turn-based one. That was Yakuza 7.
Right.
But in Japan, the series is called Like a Dragon.
Oh, right.
So they're just going to start calling them Like a Dragon over here. But they announced Like a Dragon Ishin is going to come over here, which is the feudal Japan one.
It looks badass.
Which has Kiryu and Majima in it for some reason, just kicking the shit out of each other.
I think it's their descendants, isn't it? It's supposed to be their great descendant. It looks badass.
Yeah.
I like it.
So I got for Christmas last year, I still had it in its cellophane. I hadn't opened it. I had Judgment, which is the spin-off for Yakuza, where instead of playing Kiryu and being a criminal, you are playing a fella called what's his name? I've actually Takayuki Yagami, who is a private detective, and you get to go and like solve crimes and shit. Ostensibly
in the best. Before you continue, in the best leather jacket and jean combo.
Absolutely, the man's got a look, especially that feathered hair.
Oh, stunning!
But
stunning.
Yeah, you're a private detective solving crimes ostensibly to help the Yakuza. So I think that makes you a criminal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's one of the ones on the Dragon Engine. I'm playing it on the PS5. It looks absolutely bloody marvelous. It takes a different tack to Yakuza, whereas Yakuza is a mix of high melodrama and wackiness. This one is high melodrama and slightly less wackiness.
And drones.
There are a lot of kind of mini game sequences where, because you're an investigator, you have to do like the detective vision thing, and you get like first person cameras, look around the environment, and there are little things that I think are cute and little in jokes in it. Like for instance, every time you go into these first person things, you're looking around a crime scene looking for stuff. There will be a cat somewhere, and if you focus on it and press X, he goes, "Oh look, a cat," and it's really amusing me. And it's actually now come up with a thing in like a challenge thing in the corner: find all the cats. I'm like, I will find every single cat. And they get into some rather interesting places, those cats. But yeah, I'm not
stroke them.
No. You unfortunately, you're stuck in first person. You can't stroke the cat, which does stop it being a 10 out of 10.
Shame.
But I'm enjoying it. The music's really good. Kamurocho looks fantastic. I also realized how much of Yakuza games I've played where, when in the tutorial it says, "Oh, this guy's gone over here. Head over to Pink Street and go check him out." And I knew where to go. That's not a good thing. I've played these games far too much when I know the layout of the map at the beginning of the game.
It's got Virtua Fighter in it, at least.
It does, yeah. But no, it's really
that was a good thing.
Yeah, it's really good. So I'm enjoying playing that, and I'm probably going to get Lost Judgment as well, because strange as these are and long as they are, I really do enjoy these games. I don't really have the stomach to go through Yakuza 3 to 5, which are the PS2 and PS3 ones, because they're just like old and janky now.
I'm sure they redid them.
No, they just remastered them. They're not remakes.
Oh, right. I don't know. Okay.
So
I've only played Zero and Like a Dragon and the Judgment game.
Yeah, well, so once I've got through Judgment, I've got Like a Dragon next, and then I'm going to get Lost Judgment, and then...
I love Like a Dragon. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. So, I'm keen on these ones. And the other thing I played is a one that I got a review code for, weirdly enough. Someone finally gave me a review code. And this,
love them.
This was for a game called Serial Cleaners.
Ooh.
So this is it's out this week on... I'm looking on the website. Yeah, everything. Steam, GOG, Epic, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Switch.
Stadia.
Actually, no. So it's not out for everything. Stadia boys are being left in the cold. This is a isometric stealth action game. So it's right up my street. Where it's also set in the 90s with a banging hip hop soundtrack. So it's a Biggie Street.
Oh.
It's a New York hip hop soundtrack as well, because it's all based around New York.
Nice.
I think I'm having a type on this week because it's kind of you could relate this back to Judgment, because you play people who work for the mob cleaning up crime scenes before the police get there.
Oh, cleanup crew! I love it.
Yeah. So you essentially you get a level. It's an isometric. You'll have several bodies kicking around. You'll have a load of blood and a load of evidence that you need to hide. And the police will be patrolling there, like the uniformed officers will be patrolling around, and you have to clean up the crime scene around them without getting spotted. And it's a really simple it's a really simple concept, and it works really well because the stealth is really interesting. You've got to kind of move around stuff. You have, if you need to, you can, for instance, take a running slide on a pool of blood and knock a policeman out if you need to get away. You have to dispose of bodies. You have to dispose of evidence. Pull a Hoover out your back pocket and hoover up blood and mud or anything that might kind of lead people back to you. You've got to avoid.
That's where I keep mine.
Yeah, you've got to avoid NPCs in the environment. It's got a really nice. It's kind of the art style. If you think it's trying to do a little bit of the Disco Elysium art style. Everything's kind of got this painterly effect to it, but not quite as good. And yeah, it's got an interesting little story of these. You've got 4 different cleaners. In certain situations, in certain levels, you have to kind of swap between them. You're not always working alone. I really, really enjoy it. It's a nice little indie game.
Awesome.
So not cereal that you eat then?
No.
Cereal.
I was waiting for the cereal aspect of it to kick in, and then I got it.
Weirdly enough, I just finished watching Sandman, and that same joke was made.
What would you rate it out of 10?
I'd probably give it. I'm only about halfway through it at the minute. At the minute, I'd probably say it's an 8. It could be a 7.5. It's a little bit glitchy in places.
Nice.
But I'm playing it on PC. It'll probably be a really good Steam Deck game.
Awesome.
My only. Yeah, I've seen Stig's eyes there. My only.
Every time you say Steam Deck, it's like.
The only major complaint that I've got with it, and this is just from my preference, I would prefer to be able to control it with keyboard and mouse. You've got to use a controller with it on PC, which it's not the end of the world, but like. When I play isometric games, I'm thinking, stuff like XCOM and that. I'm used to like clicking and having someone walk where I send them. I think that would add an extra layer of difficulty to it. I think at times it can be a little bit easy when you've got a control pad because you can just like sprint around the place like an idiot. Well, yeah, no, it's really good. It gets quite difficult as you go on as well. It's like a nice challenge. Voice acting's decent. Music is really good. Biggie, you'd love the soundtrack for it. And the second level, I sent you the pictures of this, Candy. The second level is the quick stop from the Kevin Smith universe.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Even to the point where it has the shutters down at the front, the big sign that says, "I assure you, we are open." One of the corpses is dressed like Dante. There's a hockey setup on the roof. There's a video store next to it. It's just.
Is it set in New Jersey, that bit?
Yeah, actually, it is. Yeah, most of the games set in
Jersey.
Most of the games set in New York, but yeah, that one's in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
It's got a wicked little sense of humor as well. The first mission that you do, like the tutorial mission, you're in a block of flats, apartment block rather, and when you're taking the bodies out, it's just basically you take the bodies to like the extraction point. You don't have to like get them down to your car or anything. You can hear the sound of them falling down the stairs. You just go up to the door and just chuck them through. It's really, really funny. So, yeah, seriously, I'd really encourage people to have a look at it. It's very good.
Excellent. Brilliant. Biggie!
I've had a biggie week, I'm afraid. So I've literally played some more of the Division 2, watched some more Sopranos, and I've finally finished the Dexter New Blood TV series. That's it for me. I've had a
Thank you.
enough week.
Next.
But as I spoke about them already, there's not much more I can add to it, really. Really enjoyed the ending.
Is this your first time through The Sopranos?
No.
Okay, it's fine then. I was going to say, don't watch She-Hulk.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoying
Good
going
shout.
back through The Sopranos. It's fantastic. I think it still holds up really
Best
well.
show ever made, mate.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny, actually, is my brother is watching The Sopranos through for the first time, and he said that he's also watching She-Hulk, and that spoiler came up, and he said, luckily, I've completely forgotten the names that she said, so he's just like, yeah, he's forgotten what they were. But
Fucking hell. Imagine him. It's the best
You
show
don't want
ever
that
made.
show
So
spoiled.
if you've not watched it, listener, watch it.
Yeah.
Please. Brilliant. I'll take the reins now. I've done just 2 major things this week. I finished Cobra Kai. Oh my god. I'm sorry. This is one of the best shows on fucking telly. It's so fucking hype.
I haven't
It's
started
so
it yet.
good.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not going
good.
to spoil anything. Candy, you've seen it all, yeah?
Yeah.
Isn't it so easy to watch?
Oh my god, it really is. Do you feel like, and this is not with any spoilers or anything, but do you feel like it's starting to wrap up though now?
Yes.
Because that's the impression I got with this one. It feels like it's all
I feel like
it
it has
There's
to
only one
anyway.
more series left.
Oh, is
Yeah,
there?
when the kids are too old and they're not kids anymore, they can't enter this competition. So I just think it fires on all cylinders. It knows exactly. I know it's stupid to say it knows exactly what it is, but it does. It's tongue in cheek. It's Power Rangers for adults. It's fucking silly.
I saw this funny tweet. It was like a picture of all of them. It says when two men have a midlife crisis and start a turf war.
It is. It's just so fucking good. And Silver is one of the best on-screen villains of all time. He's so good. And
do you know what I love about
it? He was a character from a film that you don't really care about. It's so good.
I just love all the, like, every time you see like a big kind of set with a bunch of sort of apparatus scattered around, you just know there's going to be a fucking giant rumble. You're like, right, when's it going to kick in?
Yeah. It's just and it's kind of, it's a little bit like Game of Thrones in a way. You don't know who's going to be safe. I don't mean no one dies, but you don't know who's going to be safe and who's going to not be able to enter a tournament by the end. It's just so fucking. It gets brutal by the end of this season. I'm not going to tell you how and why, but it's probably the most adult season, to be honest. There's blood in it and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's
Do they need any body bags?
No. It's just fucking dumb fun. If you're not watching it, the 20-minute episodes, this started on YouTube, for fuck's sake. So just watch it. It's so good and camp and silly. And I do like, I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but the beginning episode, they're in Mexico, and they've just put a sepia filter on it to make it look like they're in Mexico. It's so fucking funny.
I didn't even notice that, but yeah.
They're clearly like in Universal Studios back lot, and they've just put a sepia filter on it. It's so funny.
But even that's done in a tongue-in-cheek way as well. It's like, this is so obvious, let's just do it.
Yeah, it's sensation. If you've got any love for the original films, you're doing yourself a disservice not watching these. And actually, the choreography is quite good. To say these are kids kicking and flipping. I mean, I think they were all martial artists that's why they got the job. But they're really good. It's really good, really good. I'll keep saying it. But the main thing, I watched a film. A new film. What? On Amazon Prime. A film called Samaritan. And Stig's laughing because he knows exactly what it is.
I do too.
Everybody that listens to this show knows that one of my favourite series of all time are the Rocky films. I love Sylvester Stallone, unabashedly. Nearly everything he's been in, I've enjoyed somewhat.
Judge Dredd?
Some I've... I enjoy Judge Dredd.
Ooh,
I enjoy it. I I do.
No, you
I do.
don't.
I enjoy it.
Nobody
No, I
enjoys
don't. I
Judge
hate
Dredd.
it.
No, you don't.
I
Rob
hate it.
Schneider
It's
doesn't
fucking
enjoy
crap.
Judge Dredd.
It's crap.
You not listen to Planty's podcast this week.
No, yeah, it's literally next on my queue on my podcast players. I'm looking forward to it. I have seen Judge Dredd far too many times, to be fair. But yeah, I just love Sylvester Stallone. And when
sorry,
go on.
I really don't want to interrupt, but I was thinking about this. I listened to Planty's podcast, and it made me want to watch Dredd, the Carl Urban one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I did
the good
watch it. And then I actually realised when I was watching it that as stupid as the big cod pieces on Stallone,
Yep.
all the rest of his armour is actually more in keeping with Dredd than the Urban one ever was.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like that doesn't get enough plus points for being comic accurate. Because the
Yeah, but he
rest of
takes
the
his
film,
helmet off in the first 5 minutes.
Yes, because of that, and the rest of the film is dog shit.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sylvester Stallone film comes out. I'm all about it. And yeah, Sylvester Stallone. It's made by Balboa Productions, so Stallone has produced it and everything. It's not directed. It's directed by Julius Avery, who directed Overlord, another film I adore. If you've not seen Overlord, watch it. If you like Nazis being killed as well. Yeah,
Sounds
Sylvester
like a theme this
Stallone.
episode.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yavon Walton. I think this is his first film. He's a young kid. He's brilliant. And Pilar Asbeek, who plays Euron Greyjoy in Game of Thrones. That guy, the mad guy.
That's not an advertisement for this thing.
Oh, I like him in this. Basically, let me read you the synopsis. So, after surviving a life-altering tragedy, two twin brothers become sworn enemies. Samaritan became the valiant protector of the innocent, and Nemesis evolved into a fierce antagonist with a mind aflame with revenge. These two brothers were born with powers, just like Captain America style powers, strong.
Samaritan and Nemesis.
Oh, dude, let me finish. Let me finish.
All right.
Then the benevolent defender vanished into thin air during the ultimate battle between good and evil, leaving the citizens of crime-ridden Granite City unprotected. Oh yeah, it's called Granite City. But now, nearly 3 decades later, Samaritan's #1 fan, Sam Cleary, is convinced he's found the missing superhero in the shape of Joe Smith, a taciturn hermit and cryptic garbage collector. However, if Sam is right, could Samaritan's unforgiving arch-enemy be alive too? Oh, doesn't that just rope you in?
No.
Yeah, it's fucking shit, this film. Right. So,
I wanted a Rocky style film with superheroes, which is what I thought the trailer was trying to portray.
This film starts off the first like, I mean, there's an introduction of like Samaritan and Nemesis, like these superhero and supervillain in like a comic style, like weird graphics. I thought, yeah, that's a bit crap. And then it kicks in and it does feel a bit like the first Rocky. Everything's minging in the Granite City and no one's like there's proper like unemployment and stuff, and it's quite gritted and down to it. And then it just stops being good. It just starts being stupid. Like there's this fucking. I'm going to tell you, there's supposed to be a twist that you didn't see coming. I saw it coming the first 5 minutes. I was like, I know where this twist is leading. And the little kid that's in it, he's fine as a little kid. He's not too annoying and stuff. And it's just, it seems to be an excuse for Stallone to say, look, I'm still in shape. And yeah,
isn't that
brilliant.
What the Expendables was?
Still breathing.
Yeah, he does. He looks sensational in it. The work he's had done on his face is fantastic. He's also physically fit. He actually looks younger in this than he's done in like 10 years. So that's surgery. He's had his eyebrow fixed. Now he had that eyebrow that constantly looked like he were questioning something. That's been fixed. And his nose has been done up a little bit. And he looks good as a grey-haired bloke with a beard. But it's just... It tries to be something it's not. It tries to be somber. It tries to be almost like the Joker. Do you know how that's really like gritty? It tries to be that. But there's a bloke running around called... Yeah, that's what I mean. That's how on the nose it is. But there's a bloke running around called the Samaritan and one called Nemesis. How can you...
I mean, comic books have never been... They've always been on the nose with names,
I understand that. I understand that, but even Batman sounds better when you call him the Batman. Because it's... Do you know what I mean? It's a bit scary. But this is just... And the twist that it tries to... And it has this massive, like, trailer moment when the twist is revealed, and I went, yeah, called it. I called it first 5 minutes. If you watch the first 5 minutes of the film, you'd know the twist as well. It's so obvious, and I don't know if I should say it just to stop you watching it. You know, with Moonfall, no one listened.
No one listened.
No, I'm not. In fact, I'm not going to spoil it because I do want people to watch this and see if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. It's trying to be so earnest and thought provoking, but it's not. He's even got a hammer. Do you know what I mean? Like Thor, that's got some kind of power that's not explained. I don't know what it is. It's not offensive in any way. It's not terrible. It's just not good. It's a proper 5 out of 10. And I just think
I just found a review on the Roger Ebert website, which says Judge Dredd at least had the decency to be rated R. Samaritan is extremely violent, but even more bloodless so that it can get the cynically applied PG-13. Yeah. People get hit in the head with giant sledgehammers, shot with automatic weapons, and punched by a man whose strength should make them explode. There's also Stallone outrunning a burning, collapsing building, something he did already in the much more enjoyable Expendables 3.
Yeah.
When you say
the Expendable films are way better.
Yeah, when you say the Expendables 3 is more enjoyable than this, it must be dog shit.
Oh, yeah, Expendables 3 is the worst one. But, there's scenes where, cause I watched this with my son because I thought it weren't that bad, but the scenes where the kid gets his arm snapped.
Ooh.
He doesn't even pull away. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? But because there's no blood, it's like, what? It's just weird.
That's fine.
It's just weird.
Worse than Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's got this weird thing where Stallone's character, when he uses his power too much, he overheats and he starts steaming. He's like, get me some water. And it's just so corny, and he has to have a shower and eat ice cream, and kids are laughing when they're watching it. My son really liked it, and that just shows you how bad it is because his taste is terrible. He's a Fortnite player. Do you know what I mean?
All kids' taste is terrible. Every time you watch a film, and if it's bad, I love that, and you're like,
it's just, it seems it's the grittiest family film I've watched in a very, very long time. I think it's like a 12 or something.
Yeah,
I think the claiming
PG-13,
but it's not. Do you know how they can use one fuck in it?
Yeah,
in a PG. Fuck! It's a bit too much for me.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? One extended fuck, or constantly saying shit all the time. It's a bit much. It's probably the grittiest, like I said, family film I've probably ever watched. It should have been a 15. But yeah, it's not long. It's not offensive in its length. And yeah, Pilau Asbeek as the bad guy, he's good. He's a good bad guy in it. He's camp and he's scary looking and he's got cool hair in it. And that's about it. The clothes are good in it. They've all got good clothes. But yeah, it's definitely an avoid unless you don't value your time that much.
Fair enough.
That's my official review. If you're daft or like these two above me, if you're stoned and you just want to watch something silly, you're going to do a lot worse. But yeah, Samaritan, out of 10. Stig, what you been doing, mate?
Just quickly before I get on to what I watched this week, because obviously I wasn't on last week, I had a really, really good week of films. I'm not going to review them all. I just want to list them to say, go watch these films, because each of them have something brilliant in their own way and worth watching. Calvary, Fresh, The Conversation, which is a really old film, so I know that people probably already know about that one.
Yeah, I've seen that.
The Sylvania, and you might as well watch the Sylvania Part 2. It wasn't as good, but it's still really good. And Red Rocket. Just all really, really good films and all worth checking out. Calvary,
it's mint when you have a good film week. It's proper good.
It was banger after banger all week.
Yeah,
it's like
I love them weeks.
Yeah, but Calvary especially, absolutely fantastic and amazing performance by Brendan Gleeson.
It's on my list, so I'm definitely going to watch it.
Definitely check that one out. But the thing I did this week was I watched all of Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
You watched it all?
Yes. I watched it all, yes. It's on Netflix.
Nice.
It's by Studio Trigger. So a bit of pedigree behind it. And yeah, they're only 20 to 25 minute long episodes, so really easy to get through. Just 10 episodes.
Like Cobra Kai.
Yeah, but I think these are even quicker than them.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a spin-off of the Cyberpunk game. So, but don't let that put you off. It's a 10 episode story about a street kid called David trying to survive in a technology and body modification obsessed city in the future. Having everything to lose, he chooses to stay alive by becoming an edgerunner, a mercenary outlaw, also known as a cyberpunk. I really, really like this.
Mm-hmm.
It looks absolutely stunning.
Pretty in it.
The dialogue is a bit clunky at times, but overall it's really well written, surprisingly emotional. Like I say, the animation is probably the real hero of all this. It's crisp, it's vibrant. The aesthetics and the violence remind me of those 80s and 90s mangas. Just the way that kind of headshots and heads exploding and teeth flying out everywhere.
It's like Ninja Scroll.
It just makes me think of those, like 90s, like violent mangas. This is really violent and gory. From the get-go, it starts with a big, massive, like massacre of the police by this big modded guy who's gone like cyber psycho, and it just doesn't let up from there. It's full of like sexual references and stuff in it as well. So there's a lot of anime boobs and stuff in there.
And it's a 12.
Is it only a 12?
No, is it fuck?
I was going to say fucking hell.
It's a joke.
I didn't look at the rating.
I think it's an 18.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be an 18. Just mainly due to the gore, sex, and
I'm just going on Samaritan. If they're giving that a 12, they give everything else a fucking 12 nowadays.
But for me, I mean, I haven't played all of Cyberpunk. I've kind of had my fill of it. But Night City and the modding culture feels way more realized than the game ever represented. It establishes like a fully fleshed out world really quickly. And I think having the freedom with animation to do whatever they want, which obviously the game is limited to what they've designed for it. But because this is a animated TV show, they can just go wild and weird and wonderful with all their kind of modifications and stuff that they want to do with it. It's really cool. I really like the way that when the characters do go cyber psycho, like the way that it's done visually is really well done. It made me laugh because when they do go, it's basically when someone gets modded too much.
Yes.
It kind of makes
they lose the humanity a bit.
Yeah, they lose. Yeah, and the brain just goes off. Yeah. And they go psycho, but they glitch, and it just made me laugh because I just kept thinking Cyberpunk glitching.
Not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah, but the first half sets up the story really nicely. Like once it gets kicked, so David gets kicked out of school, and he's set up in this really nice school for the Osaka the kind of train
corporation.
Corporation. But he gets kicked out, and his mum dies, and he's kind of left having to decide what he needs to do. Kicked out of his home, on the streets, and so he obviously joins this gang. And once he gets kind of joined into them, it becomes really fun and breezy, like for the first half at least. Like the way that David gets pulled into the gang and how he feels the need to live out the dreams of his mother and his mentor. It's really well conveyed. There's a really fun montage episode which kind of shows him being initiated into the gang and doing all these things, and the characters and all the characters within the gang are really fun. I really like them. Second half's a bit more downbeat and action heavy, and the ending is like, it's not unexpected, but it's really beautifully done, like really, really good. It's a shame really that it's a limited series, but I would like to see them do more and just tell different stories within Night City, because I know you've got different gangs, different factions. You could do something based within the corpo world. You could do one. Is it Nomads? Is that the other one?
Nomads, yeah. The Outsiders.
So you've got all these different things in and around Night City that you could do, because for 4 hours of TV, it's really good. And the animation is amazing. Like the colors in this and some of the music and stuff, it's stunning. apart from the theme song, for some reason they chose Franz Ferdinand. This
Yeah,
fire
that was a bit of a weird choice, wasn't it?
I thought that was odd as well.
does not go with the setting, but
No.
skip the intro. Don't matter.
The intro itself, though, the
Needed
visuals
to.
are really cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
they are
visuals
good.
good, but the song.
Yeah, they need to nail that neon look, don't they?
Mm.
They do. It's
They
so
do.
impressive. Yeah, it looks so good. I watch this in English. Usually, I watch these shows in Japanese. I don't know why I watch this one in English. I think it's maybe because I watched the first 2 episodes while I was in the gym.
Yeah, so you can't read it.
Yeah, don't do that because literally in the first 5 minutes, there's like women having sex on your screen. And you're like, skip.
I won't have that problem. I don't go to gyms.
Yeah, so watch this on a big TV. I know I shouldn't watch on a small screen while I'm working out, but watch on a big TV.
Watch it in your public library, guys.
Yeah, vibrant TV and get the whole aesthetics as it's meant to be. The English voice acting is really good, though. You know, usually sometimes with these things, Japanese is always the way to go, and you skip over to the English stuff, and it's like, ugh, this is not good. But it's really well done. Giancarlo Esposito is one of the voices of the baddies, so you obviously get that as well.
I watched it in English as well, mate. It just were better in my ears for some reason.
Yeah, it's good. Sometimes
I played the game in English. Do you know what I mean?
sometimes the English is fine. Do you know what I mean?
If it was set in Japan, I'd have watched it in Japanese.
I think that's it. Like if it's set in Japan,
It's in America.
Yeah, like when I watched the Tekken one recently, I had to watch that in Japanese, even when the English characters like Nina and Paul were speaking. It's like that didn't bother me, but I just felt like this seemed like, yeah, English is fine. The voice acting was really good, but yeah, I want more. I want them to do more Night City stuff.
When I watched it, I wish because I thought, I'm going to play the game again because
it made me want to play the game again, and I was like,
yeah, this is what I was thinking. I loaded it because I bought it digital like a dick. And I loaded it up. I've got the PS5 upgrade and that. And then I thought, oh, shit, the story's crap in this. So I wanted it to be the story from the show. I thought,
They have
story.
added Edgerunners DLC, though, haven't they?
Yeah, cloves.
Oh, is that all?
yeah.
Oh, I thought there were missions and stuff.
If you are a fan of Cyberpunk, there are references. There will be places and buildings and names that you will recognize, and it's a nice little Easter egg. There is apparently a
flying
cameo.
cars now.
Yeah, there is a cameo in there somewhere. I didn't pick it up because I haven't played past the opening really.
I didn't pick it up because I played the game to completion and didn't like what I was listening to, and so I had podcasts on.
Yeah, I
fucking shit.
Thought it was great, really good, and the cyber world's really well realized. So
I've got the last episode to watch tonight, so looking forward to that.
Yep.
Excellent. Did not waste your week, Stig. Just absolutely glued to the screen. Mm-hmm. Candy, finish us off, please.
Yeah, like Gadget.
I can't believe I said that.
Not the first time someone said that to me.
I bet.
So yeah, like Gadget, I've taken a trip to hell and I've been playing Metal Hellsinger, and I've been really, really enjoying it. I sort of knew what to expect in terms of what the trailers had been showing me, because I've been kind of glued to this game's development. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. But it didn't give a whole lot away. And this is by a studio called The Outsiders. I believe it's the first game that they've done. I couldn't find any information about anything else they've done.
Yeah, it's the first game.
It's really fun. It's dumb fun. It's not going to last you. I think there's... Gadget, you said you played 3 levels, hadn't you?
Yeah.
I've played 7, and I believe there's 10. 9 or 10.
Oh,
and if you... So the game, basically, it's a first-person shooter. But the twist on this is that you have to shoot things in time with the music. So...
What was
bullets per minute.
Time? Bullets per minute, that's it.
It's literally exactly the same game, but with better graphics.
Yeah.
You take the gameplay from bullets per minute and then filter it through Doom Eternal. That's where you are.
I was going to say it's a nice mix of Doom and sort of Guitar Hero.
Doom
maybe.
lately.
But yeah, I was a little bit worried again because I'm not very good at first-person shooters. Like, it's just not the type of game I usually play. But obviously, I was attracted to the metal, so I gave it a go. And it's not difficult. If it wasn't difficult for me to grasp, it's just not a difficult game at all. Now, granted, I am playing it on easy, so I don't know how hard it is on normal. But in terms of actually,
it get quite hard, like on normal. I struggled with some of it.
Yeah,
on normal.
Yeah. I definitely would. But it's it's so much fun, and there's certainly no difficulty really picking up the beat to it. I think even if you're not particularly musically inclined, you're not going to struggle because it starts off. Not only does it start off with a simple beat, and it's usually basically just like a 1, 2, 3, 4 type beat. But also, if you notice, like the scenery, it has torches and stuff, and then the torches will be kind of like exploding to the time of the beat as well. So if you're struggling to hear it a little bit, you've got like visual cues and stuff. It is a little bit repetitive, I think, but that's not really the development of the story. There is a story. It doesn't matter what the story is because you're not playing it for the story. Yeah. It's a case of, like Guitar Hero, you're going to go back and you're going to replay your levels and you're going to try and get a higher score every time and you're just going to jam out to the music and compare yourself to your friends' scores as well. At the end of every level, you'll see where you are on the global list. I ranked 2000. I think that's pretty good.
Oh, fancy you.
But the music's absolutely banging as well. So yes. the music was recorded by a band called... it's actually 2 people called Two Feathers. But then you've got guest vocalists. So you've got like Matt Heafy from Trivium, Alyssa White from Arch Enemy, Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, Serge Tankian. I haven't played the Serge Tankian level, which is a bit of a relief to me because I can't stand System of a Down. Like every time I hear them now, I think like, why were they so popular in the late 90s? It just sounds like yodeling to me. And it doesn't matter what playlist you put on Spotify either. System of a Down will always... You can put on Monday Morning Chill Mood and System of a Down will fucking be on it. You just can't get away from them.
I was never a massive fan of them either, mate. I'm on your side.
The list of people on it here: Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, Mikhail Stanner from Dark Tranquility. His track is fucking banging. Tatiana Schmeiluk from Ginger, Bjorn Strid from Soilwork. Where else we go? Serge Tankian from System of a Down, James Corden from Black Crow Initiate.
James Corden?
No, James Fortin.
Imagine if it's just James Corden.
James Corden from Cats.
You got to the vocal bits and he was just like, hey!
Karaoke, guys.
Dennis Liction from Refused, Alyssa White Glues from Arch Enemy, Matt Heafy from Trivium. That's the list of the singers on it, yeah. So
it's basically a Kerrang album then, yeah?
Oh, it's some really good stuff. I mean,
in the best possible way.
I don't think I've reached it yet, but the one with Tatiana from Ginger, I'm looking forward to that because that girl can scream.
Yeah, that is a really good one as well. And that's the only one, actually. I think that's the song that I've slightly struggled to keep tempo with. But it's just, like I said, it's just sheer dumb fun. And turn it up really, really loud. Fuck your neighbours. Just crank it. Don't listen to it through headphones. You want like your entire furniture to vibrate whilst you're playing it.
I do like how it gives you a purpose for wanting to do that. So the more you combos you put together and the more you level up, it starts to unlock more of the music. So it'll just start with a beat, and then if you hit like a +4 or some of the guitars will come in. Then once you get the +16, that's when the vocals will hit in. Yeah. So there's a reason for you to try and get that score up rather than just getting a top score. You want to hear this track. And it's so satisfying. I got to level 3, which is like you get the gun you got on that is a 2-shot gun, and it was just satisfying, just going bang bang reload, bang bang reload, bang bang reload like that to the beat, and just once you get into the floor and hit it, it's really satisfying. And then if you get knocked out, you're like, for fuck's sake, like But yeah, getting into the rhythm with the guns is.
I think all the weapons really do that, fun. Don't they?
Yeah, like they are like. They are special abilities as well. Like the pistols, you can put like a ghost version of yourself to help you, and you can at the front, and you can run around and do it at the back. And I found the pistols so far, like I said, I've only done 3 levels, but the pistols so far have been the easiest to get a beat out of. But the shotgun and the other gun, I don't know what it's called, they're more satisfying because they're
super great.
Yeah, the shotgun, because the shotgun's like shoot pump, like, and then you've got to hit the reload. So you have arrows coming in on the screen, kind of telling you where to hit on the beat.
Yeah.
It's like bullets per minute, isn't it?
That's
what that does.
Bit distracting, other than when it's telling you to reload.
It's like the Gears of War style active reloads, isn't it? You like get a bonus out of it. And it's a very good shotgun. It reminds me of kind of a Doom shotgun. It's a very satisfying thunk.
Nothing's as good as the super shotgun on the original Doom.
It's not.
That's the best gun.
It is a good shotgun, and you do get it on the first level as well, which is very.
Because you start off with a sword, and then there's that skull that throws fire, but then they just give you a shotgun. It's like, fuck it, I'm not using anything else for a while.
The sword. I haven't gone back to using the sword.
They're not very.
Other than against the guys with the shield.
With the shields,
the guys with the shields,
that works against them.
You kind of have to use the sword, but everything else, it's like get those guns going.
Yeah, so there's a couple of weapons coming up for you as well that are just, oh my god, incredible.
This is a first-person shooter with a heavy metal soundtrack. Biggie, this seems like your cup of tea, because you've been very quiet, mate. This sounds like you do not want to play this game.
No.
Imagine if they did like a hip-hop Hellsinger, though. You'd be all over it.
Absolutely.
Is that been your week, then, Candy?
Well.
That's been my week.
Excellent. Rock and or roll. Brilliant. Let's move on to the main topic. So, this is our first ever Patron Vote main topic episode. Come on, we've done it, guys. We've hit the peak. Sorry, I'm trying to burp. There we go. Cut that out.
No.
I've had so much
That's
stout.
what you pay for, patrons.
Yep.
And we put it up to a vote, basically, on our Patreon. Here is the list of what you could vote for. Best job-based games, like Theme Park, Football Manager, Farming Sims, etc. Best TV or films focused around a profession, like Mad Men, Coach Carter, Green Wing, The Bill, except I love that you put The Bill in there. Fucking love The Bill. I miss that show. Yeah, I love The Bill. Loved it. I miss Reg. Writing a CV for another pod member, and Viscera Cleanup, where you have to clean up the mess that the badass heroes have left behind. Who are we cleaning up after, etc. So, what won the vote? With 50% of the votes, it's time to do the CVs. Oh, it's a job interview, guys. We're going to do it in a job interview format. So, to let the listener know, none of us know what we've written. We're writing another member's CV, and we're going to interview them for a job. And they've just got to pretend it's their CV and act upon. So, I think I want to start with Biggie. Who've you got? Oh, step up, get your person into your job interview.
I don't want to go first. I'll go after somebody else.
Okay, then, Gadget. That's not very good for your job.
Well, brilliant, because I've got you, Oodles.
Have you? Right. Oh, yeah. Right. So I've got to get into the job interview. Right. Hang up my tie on. Sorry.
Well,
so if I don't want a tie.
So we hadn't worked out. Apologies if we haven't worked out the proper form for this. Am I sending you the CV for you to read from, or am I just interviewing you based off it?
Yep, you can read the CV out yourself, and I've got to be like, yep, I wrote that.
Asking about his work history based on what you've written for him.
Oh, you're going to fucking hate me then.
Oh, God. I've been nice on mine. Go on, then, let's get into it.
Okay, well, as you start your interview, I'm just going to read back to you your covering letter that you provided to us.
Okay.
So, to whom it may concern, please find attached my CV for consideration for the role of CEO with your company. Whilst I am aware that the post of CEO is not vacant, I feel that once you've read through my CV, you will feel strongly that I would be the right man to lead your company to a new level of profit and success. As a born and bred Yorkshireman, I'm genetically imbued with the ability to improve the profits of the company whilst massively reducing day-to-day expenditure. The phrase, tight as a Yorkshireman, is not just an idiom, it's truth. Aside from saving money, I'm keenly focused on staff morale and would implement initiatives to bring staff closer together. I have detailed plans for initiatives including Sesh Wednesdays, hangover holidays, and blowouts to foster closer relationships at the office whilst increasing productivity.
Blowouts. Writing that down.
Yeah. References have not been included and won't be supplied because I know for a fact you won't want them. I look forward to your job offer. Yours faithfully, Oodles O'Dim.
Okay. We're born in Yorkshire, but we'll not go down that road. Let's pretend I was. Let's pretend.
You what?
Shh. Keep going. Next.
No. Let's roll back this. Let's roll this back.
You say you were born in the South Coast.
Official number one Yorkshireman on this podcast. Kieran's number one. I'm number two. You're now number three.
I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. I like that cover and it sounds exactly like what I'd write.
Yeah. So before we start the interview process, if I can confirm a few personal details with you. You've listed your age down here as 22.
Correct. Yes.
With your date of birth as November 1987.
Yes. I would get that wrong as well. That's exactly.
You've marked your address as I'm not telling you.
Yep. Correct.
Your phone number is if it's meant to be, you'll guess it.
Okay.
And your email address as xx_KennyGamerBoy_xx@AOL.com.
And that must have been a typo.
So we just move to your work experience, which we'll establish if you're worthwhile to be a CEO for this company.
Can I just say before you continue, you've got a lovely timbre to your voice, Mr. You didn't give me a name, sorry.
If it's meant to be, you'll guess it. So you've marked down your current work experience as the big phone shop.
Big phone shop, yes.
Yeah, currently. And at said big phone shop, I assume customer service is a big thing because you've marked down here that you're responsible for interpreting the incoherent ramblings of the general public to work out what they want as they try in vain to communicate in a language you would struggle to parse as English.
Correct. That's correct, yes. Too accurate, actually.
That's too accurate. I mean, I'm not sure how working in a phone shop would set you up for being a CEO, but I mean, if you can elaborate on that one at all.
Basically, if you can sell an iPhone 14 Pro Max to an 85-year-old that came in because the screen was broken on their Alcatel, you can do anything.
Well, you have actually, you carry on with your CV explaining something along these lines where you have pointed out that through their guttural screeching and pasty-fueled spittle, I'm an expert at selling them expensive phones and upselling them on services they don't have the mental capacity to understand.
Yes, that is correct.
I'm particularly proud of my ability to sell phones while suffering from a hangover that could kill a buffalo.
Yeah, yeah, correct. I did write that. Absolutely. Proud.
And what's this you've marked on your CV about you also, during the pandemic, working in kind of a form of security within the big phone shop?
I was a chaperone, a human herder during the pandemic, as the phone shop was deemed not a necessity at that time.
Right, because you said here that you lent on your extensive knowledge of raw-era wrestling and successfully de-escalated several dangerous situations via the tactical use of the DDT and the people's elbow.
Yes, and also the barrier.
Yeah,
that we used.
Well, hopefully the police investigation will come back in your favour.
CCTV was broken that day.
I just want to get a little bit further back into your history here.
Yeah.
You mentioned you've got the previous job here as a dock worker in customer servicing.
Yeah, docker, big docker. Me on a docker, mate. I'd get eaten up by the bigger boys if I'm on a dock.
I mean, that's pretty close to it. You said this is a physical role which you loved but had to give up due to the strain it caused on your knees.
Yeah, my knees are decorative, mate.
Apparently you gained rave reviews from lonely sailors who needed a friendly face after weeks at sea.
Wow, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, a touring musician, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Although you have pointed out you remember very little of this time due to the high level of stress it places on a person mentally and physically.
Yeah, it's just them lights, mate. The bright lights. Sir. Sorry, not mate, sir.
Groupies and drugs were your downfall. As it turns out, a touring musician cannot afford either.
We got paid in drugs sometimes.
And you apparently hold the Polish record for televisions thrown out of hotel rooms at 6.
Yep, That's correct. Not two.
And last up in your work experience, a logistics manager working for a group of independent and legitimate businessmen.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about delivering packages from the continent to the mainland UK?
It was called Mule.inc. And basically, I went into this really like, it looked like a doctor's surgery, and they put me under general anaesthetic or local anaesthetic. I can't remember which is the one that puts you to sleep.
General.
And I woke up feeling really heavy and like constipated. And they'd give me a ticket. I'd go back to Manchester Airport. I'd get through customs, and then I fell asleep again. Some boys carried me away. I woke up. Loads of scars. I've got loads of scars from that. Loads. I got a lot of money from that.
Yeah, you have marked in here that you were let go from this one after an unfortunate instance where customs officers wished to examine one of the parcels and you inhaled its contents to avoid detection. You remember nothing of the following week, but as a result, you're scared to return to Calais.
I'm completely banned from France. Not out there anymore.
So the last few things you've put down here, your education, you've said probably best not to ask, but you are good at piano.
Yeah. I am. I'm a graded pianist. Absolutely. The rest, I've lost my certificates.
Fair enough. Your interests you've written down as anime, robots, boobs, anime robots with boobs, drinking, music, and hair dye.
Yeah, that's pretty much spot on. It feels like you've been in my house.
And you list your special skills as sesh planning. Can drink a pallet of dragon soup without having a heart attack.
Yeah, no
septum allows for maximum cocaine draw. Fantastic hair.
Great hair.
Can eat for a month on less than £10.
Yeah, if there's a tucky at this place, if there's a canteen, I won't be bothering it.
Yep. And you look great in a miniskirt.
Sensational. I've got the legs for it.
Fair enough. We'll let you know our decision in due course.
Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you get the right candidate for this job. Thank you. Well done, mate. How did you know me so well?
I think I managed to capture you there.
Fucking hell. I think it's as if that's my real CV, that.
I wrote all that really hungover this morning as well.
That's the best time to write my CV, because I've never written a CV sober. Excellent. Biggie, are you ready yet?
You can do if you want.
Right then, who's stepping up to the interview with yours?
It's Mr. Gadget himself.
Oh, right then. Take it away.
Okay, just bear with me a second. Gadget,
he's
thank
really
you very
getting
much
into character.
Thank you for coming in today. We weren't actually looking for anybody, but you've just turned up anyway, so we'll go ahead. We've received your paperwork. Can you just confirm your address for me? I've just sent it through to you, just to confirm you're the right person.
Oh, God, let's have a look at this, see what you've put.
I'm just ready.
Yeah, you see, I can't bring it up on my computer because I'm capturing video from Discord, so I can't bring up the text. I'm going to do it on my phone.
Read that, mate.
Fuck you.
Read that out loud.
Oh, God, Pip's going to want to listen to this one. 1888 Dildo Street, Keegan Road, Biker Grove, Shearer Isle.
County of Gascoigne.
You know what's funny? Like, our American listeners going like, what does that mean?
Yes, I do have your covering letter here, so I'm just going to read through this just to confirm all is well. You also have your email address down here as evilgenius@volcaniclair.com. Is that correct?
Yes, that's accurate. Saves on the heating bill when you've got magma coming up in your living room.
Magma.
You have begun with greetings and salutations, my soon-to-be minions. You can finally breathe a sigh of relief that the resume of mine you have just perused through is indeed the real deal. Yes, I know what you're thinking. This man should already be sitting in that very chair of yours behind the very same desk and replacing you as head of the company. You probably wish to be involved in a passionate affair with me right now. This is all indeed inevitable, but we all have to start somewhere. When you've now finally gotten over your own inadequacies, I truly look forward to the offer of an interview and blowing your own minds with my answers of perfection. It will be super easy and barely an inconvenience as you prepare your own resignation.
Brilliant.
At this point, as you are, with no doubt already preparing a contract in the background for me, I'll be at the very top of the salary scale and will be sending you a separate list of conditions which will be deal breakers, which would include such perks as bottomless whiskey and gold-plated D&D dice and a notepad as standard, for example. If these conditions are not met, then you'll be beaten senselessly until you beg for your mother and accept said conditions. Obviously, this post will be a mere stepping stone to my world dominance, but you have my word, I'll remember those loyal to me along the way. Yours superioriously, Michael Gadget Downey.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
So let's have a look. You've listed some skills
so
here. If you just go through a few of these for me.
Mm-hmm.
You have an uncanny ability to arrange a lot of words into cohesive sentences and paragraphs that eventually will fill enough for a book. And said book is also useful to rest cups of tea or coffee on.
Yes.
You've also mentioned that you have been a clackety-clackety-clack keyboard operator.
Yep.
A tech operator and hoarder of gadgets.
Of course.
Able to perform a total of 4 inconsistent voices on command.
We able?
I have you down as a ukulele molester.
That is actually accurate for how I play the ukulele. I'm not going to lie on that one.
And also the podcast title.
I'm not putting ukulele molester as a podcast title.
Yes, you are.
I have you down as an air guitar enthusiast.
Yeah, I'm quite fond of the air guitar. Got a vintage one.
A classic and popular film avoider. And seventh Dan.
I'm saying I'm not watching Seven now just out of principle.
Sure.
And speaking of which, a 7th Dan critical ranter.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at your experience, you've put down the Modern Escapism Network as Podwaffle Arranger from August 2020 to present. Mm-hmm. You have done over 2 years of podcastery. You've put down you're a D&D Dungeon Master scene setterer, Easter egg integrator, and nerd tabletop narrative manipulator.
Yes, I'm also proper good with words like...
A weird man.
Yeah. Also have you down, you also worked with Google on the internet as a steamer and influencer.
Influencer.
For 5 minutes of fame, you've done over 5 years of YouTubery, and you're an incompetent game completer.
Yes. I'll have you know that I unfortunately I did dictate this CV to some idiot from the South Coast. So some of the words might be incorrect. He struggles to understand human speech.
And he has actually completed 5 games. So
I have you working at Northern Rock and Shearer Isle as Chief Data Consignment and Analytical Framework Hybrid Optimizer.
I mean, you're not fucking wrong. I used to work for Virgin Money, so yeah. Which was not the Rock.
During this time, had you as a personal and identifying data organizer and assistant to the chief spreadsheet color filter, with 3 years as the color blue and yellow columns, 4 years with cyan and green columns, and 4 years with the filter and pivot teams.
You've clearly worked with data engineers before, because that's a lot of what we do.
Finally, put you down as official audio clips and sound effects implementer.
Mm-hmm.
And your education at Paul Gascoigne's School of Buffoonery on Fog on the Tyne, and you have a master's degree in sound equalization. And the final list is as awards. You're down here as Peter Beardsley Beard Award 2022.
Peter Beardsley.
I mean, you just gone Newcastle players from the 90s.
First place Biggie lookalike competition. Arachnophobe 115 kilometer cross county runner 2021, 2020, 2019. In fact, all for most of your life by the looks of it.
I think I'm the only one that does it.
Mastermind winner 2021, chosen subject the life and times of Dominic Toretto. And finally, Great British Olympic air guitarist silver winner, narrowly losing out gold to the career nemesis Kieran Corrigan. And that's everything I have for you.
Yes, that's pretty feature complete.
Fucking that was sensational.
Thank you very much for coming today, and I will let you know the answer as soon as I have performed my resignation.
Excellent. You do that. Send in my decorator.
Oh, that was brilliant. Well done. Steak, it's time for you to get your interviewee up into your office right now.
I've got Biggie. So, Mr. Godwin, not Gadget.
And it's correct.
Here,
and make sure it's Godwin. Thank you.
Northern France.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a beautiful part of the south coast.
Excellent. I'm a bit. Can you just confirm this email address you've put on? bigcockman@gmail.com. is this
I think that's a typo. I think it's also it's true, but it's a typo.
Oh, okay. Well, you did explain later in your CV that you weren't very good with IT, so that probably explains that. So let's read through your personal statement. I'm very impressed with your life experience. I must say that, Mr. Godwin. You've done a lot. A personal and proven everyman with experience in several sectors, including chimney sweeping, cigar rolling, coal mining, World War combat, public houses, cruise ships, and something called Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's correct.
Growing up in the Edwardian era and working from the age of 5 is being established.
Wow.
Know-how and hardened.
How did you write that down without tears in your eyes?
It has given me an established know-how and hardened demeanor in managing processes that deliver tangible benefits. I have proven provide significant value to the businesses I've worked for with my extremely vast twice life experiences, and they would add value to any role. I'm like that old saying, jack of all trades, but a master of none. You give me a job and I'll nail it first time, and there's 100% no recordings online to prove otherwise. Odd phrase there. I'm a great believer in the consistency of process around communication, and thus I always ensure that I communicate everything with the correct pronunciation. I believe it is I believe that in business, anyone should not be afraid to say what they think and use their sex appeal to their advantage. I approach every challenge with an open and flexible attitude while also applying critical mind for problem solving, as evidenced with my time spent on Twitch, D&D, and Netflix. Very, very, very interesting personal statement there, Mr. Godwin.
Accurate.
But yes, this work experience, my. From the age of 5 years old, you say. 4 years as a chimney sweep. However, I'm very impressed. 10 to 12 hours a day. I like someone with a good work ethic. And he did the most chimneys in one day. 42 chimneys. And the best chimney sweeper in all Cockney land.
So I was a bit thinner then, so I was able to get up and down them very quick.
Yes, but I expect the reason that's why he went into cigar rolling in 1904 for a few years. Because he got a bit too big for the chimney sweeps.
Cigar rolling.
Yeah.
But this, moving on to the coal mining, while this, foreman within 3 years, implemented the, but here you've just said, watch Chernobyl.
Watch Chernobyl.
And that will give you an idea of how he used to work down in the coal mines. I've not seen that myself. Could you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, it was very dusty and dirty down there, full of danger. But I made sure that some of my colleagues came out alive.
Okay. So none of the. I've heard rumours of naked mining. All that going on.
It was something that I came up with. It was very difficult to get that across to the team at first, but I led by example, cock out, and once everybody else was on top, that was on board.
Nice forward thinking there. Nice forward thinking there. I enjoy. I like that. This section here is just blanked out with a black marker pen. Says classified from 1914 to 1945, World War I and II. So I presume you can't elaborate on any of that.
Well, that's all. And if I do, I'd have to kill you.
Oh, that's
Like
what you've
free
said
service.
here. Yeah. And then you went on to work onto cruise ships, a barman, aqua aerobic instructor, cabaret entertainment, and a national diplomat to many cruise-docked countries where you met many foreign female dignitaries. Wow.
Absolutely.
I'm very impressed.
I have spread myself all over the world.
Oh my god! Like Lurpak.
What made you come off the cruise ships and head into HR?
I was seasick.
After 10 years, you realised.
Although it does
13,
feel, it says here, HR dealing with other people's bullshit and have to act as their counselor because Jane down in accounts wore a skirt that Karen in communications didn't like. This is a CV. I think that's quite inappropriate to put on your CV.
Well, it was the truth. They're both silly old fannies anyway.
There's that saying what you like, whatever you like.
No filter.
And finally, you're now in the world of podcasting and streaming, I see. Reached over 100 podcasts. That's very good. Very, very well done. Have an award ceremony named after you. Wow.
So it's been difficult to carry my team through, but we've managed it.
Sexiest voice in podcasting.
Absolutely.
Strongest modern escapee.
Yes.
Always get things correct. And you beat Ornstein and Smough, whatever that is.
There may be an issue with the pronunciation side of things, but I can talk about that separately.
Okay.
It's pronunciation.
Maybe I'll have to give your podcast a listen to. See how you get on. Key skills you've listed: excellent at cleaning out large shafts, rolling a cigarette with your tongue. Skills you cannot divulge into without having to kill me, which you've already stated. Clotted cream, it's a weird skill. Cocktail spinning like Tom Cruise. Dice rolling and improvisation. And application navigation. And interests. I like some of these interests. Hip hop. I myself like hip hop. Ladies. I myself like ladies.
Oh, yes.
Final Fantasy cosplay. Not so much my thing.
Nailed it.
More hip hop. Jellied eels.
Yes.
More hip hop. And Killzone. Now, Mr. Godwin.
Oh,
Killzone. Come on. We both know
the greatest first-person shooter multiplayer ever invented.
Just going to make a note about that.
No, it's not going to go down well.
Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. Qualifications. You've just put University of Life and Top Shagger. Any other qualifications?
That's all you need, baby.
Fair point. And references some body called Carbo Greymerkin in Eretria. I have no idea what that is. Can he vouch for you?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, he knows everything about me.
Oh, good. Well, I'm impressed. You have many years work experience. Don't want to be ageist in this day and age, but
it is a disability.
Yes, we'll be in touch.
Don't want to be ageist, but you've got to be a realist.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in anyway. My assistant will help you out. I don't want you to the whole call.
Help you out?
Yeah.
Can you make sure they call me and not send an emails? I'll be unlikely to find it.
Okay.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true.
And it's still on a home number, I presume? Don't have a mobile? It says here landline and no mobile number.
It's a police box at the end of the garden.
Okay. So we'll call you anytime between 12 and 2 o'clock on Friday then. Make sure you're there.
We'll be waiting.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Fucking brilliant. Love that. Brilliant. My turn.
I'd say.
Right. Hi. Is that Miss Machine?
Miss Machine? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, do you mind if I call you Candy? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Call me whatever you want, sir.
Excellent. Make yourself comfortable. Do you want a glass of water?
I'm okay. I'm actually dead nervous in real life, by the way. My heart is absolutely pounding. Sorry, continue.
Candy's not used to job interviews.
No.
We've received your resume and your covering letter as well, so if you mind, we'll just read through that. I'll read it as if I'm you. Is that all right? This is what we do here.
Yeah,
We're crazy here. We're crazy. You don't have to be mad, but it helps. Right, so you've put, I'm 29 and I live in Bristol or something like that. You've written that, that's weird. I'm a pure goth and I really love touring around with rock bands. I'm definitely not a groupie, I promise.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
My favourite pastimes are stalking Todd Howard, the boss of Bethesda. I don't know what that is. Because I'm a massive nerd and I've got terrible taste in men. Oh, God.
I'd like to just maybe kind of just reword the stalking. I'm just a very passionate person, you know. I put everything into everything I do, you know. So when I just like to really apply myself. So some would see it as stalking, and I think that was just like a misstep in terms of how I wrote it. It's just that passion showing through.
I understand that, love, but you write this down, not me.
Please don't call me love. It's a workplace.
Okay, all right, whatever. We're crazy. I told you we're crazy. We're just crazy. So you've also put, I go to the cinema about 5 times a week because I have a Cineworld card, which I'm very proud of. I have a cat, full stop.
It's so horrible.
You've also put, I love drawing on people, and I've done that for ages. My favourite drawing I've ever did on someone is a portrait of Ronnie Corbett I did on someone's calf. That's odd. I do like 2 Ronnies, though.
I'm doing the other Ronnie on the other calf, just to say it's a 2-parter.
Really?
I haven't quite finished it yet. So if you like it, I'll send it through.
No, it's all right, love.
Again, not love, if you don't mind.
I'm in charge. My friends are a Geordie, a posh Yorkshireman, a Frenchman, and a handsome long-haired Viking prince. Oh, I like the sound of him. I've been known to wield tactical cleavage, and I've got a good sense of humour. Please find attached my CV for your perusal. That's a very interesting covering letter you've done there, darling. So, right, here we go then. Let's get into your CV, because there's some anomalies.
Right.
You've put here you live in 666 Transylvania Road, is that correct?
That is correct.
And your email is ubergoth69@aol.com.
Gmail.
Oh, right, you wrote this down, not me. Your phone number 07666 420 666.
That is
correct?
right. Yes.
Excellent. So I'm just looking down at your education here. It says here you've got 3 GCSEs. Wow. You've got an A in drama, so you're quite dramatic. I like that. We do like that here. We like that. You've got a C in English literature. I don't know what that is. And a D in maths.
Yes, that is actually true.
You've also put down here that you have a BTEC NVQ in art, specifically nude models and mainly dads.
Yes, that's correct. It was a highlight of my life, actually. I look back on those days fondly.
Okay. Your employment history. Right, okay, let me read. Oh, this is very unorthodox. It says here, you know that picture of them 2 policemen kissing? That was me. That was my first gig. So I've seen that around Bristol. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
You've put here, after school, I worked in Ann Summers for 10 years as product tester and sales liaison. Was that interesting? What did you garner from working at Ann Summers as a product tester?
Well, you know, I really like to get hands-on with my products, and you really have to you just have to know your product. So sometimes it involves just helping your customers out with it sometimes. And I think, you know, when you said, when I tour with bands, those 2 things feed into each other. You know, I really like to kind of get my fingers dirty in my work.
Oh, yeah, interesting. I've got an Ann Summers card. It's lovely in there. You've also put, I did a brief stint as a busker in Bristol town, but it's difficult to get the spoons to sound good on a microphone, so you quit that. Oh,
I wouldn't say I quit. I had a career change. I'm not a quitter. I just, you know, sometimes it just doesn't quite work for me, and I just like to put my all into everything.
Again, need I remind you, you wrote this down.
Well, I just feel like I should clarify. You know, sometimes your words don't convey properly, you know, the passion behind the meaning.
Yeah, I can see you're quite nervous. I'm sorry about that. Just relax. You've also put that right now you're a full-time podcaster for a podcast called Modern Escapism. Sounds lovely, that.
Oh yeah, they're a lovely set of lads. Honestly, I mean, I'm the boss, but
yeah. I imagined you would be. Yeah. Ill power. Ooh. Skills. Let's have a look at your skills. Right. Okay. It says here, Sitting Guild's approved Lady of the Night. I don't know what that is. Is that a circus troupe or something?
Yes, it is. Yes. Highly skilled.
Yeah. It says here as well, professional procrastinator.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's. I would say that's true. But again, it depends what you take of the meaning of that word. Enjoyer of life, you could also say.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm writing that down. You've put here as well, you can suck a golf ball out of an hose pipe.
It actually means that I have a qualification in plumbing. I didn't feel like it was necessary to fully write that down because it's not particularly relevant to the job, but it could certainly be an asset if you need your anything sucked out your plums.
Bloody toilets are always packed up here. Oof. Yeah, that's a really good skill. And your final skill, it says here, single and ready to mingle. Oh, we love that in here. So many boys work here. Your references, right. It says here, Todd Howard, but failed to add any contact information. So if we needed to reach out to him, how would we do that?
You can't, see, because it's under a NDA. So he can't tell you anything about me, unfortunately. But I think I speak on his behalf when he says I'm just a really passionate follower of his work. And he truly appreciates that in both a fan and a co-worker.
All right, love. I didn't need your life story. It says here as well, your last reference is mum@gmail.com. Is that correct?
mum@aol.com. I see. I think this is where the confusion happened.
Yeah. Oh, it adds up now, doesn't it? Yeah. Proofread, love. Proofread. So it says here, so that's your CV real bit. So after examining your CV, Miss Machine, I got carried away. Can we have a closing statement of what you'd bring to this role as Redcoat at Butlins Bognor Regis?
Well, again, just putting just passionate into everything, and I love a bog. It's all the getting my fingers dirty, sucking things out of plums. And I can, red coat, it really goes with my hair. So I think I'm the person for the job. I can really see myself applying fully to Butlins.
Yeah. Well, we'll be in touch, Miss Machine, and I'm sure you can let yourself out. Bye.
Bye, love.
There you go. She was nice, weren't she?
Did I get the job?
Very well done.
You'll find out. You'll find out. So, Candy, the last one's yours.
Right then. So I've got Mr. Weird, Mr. Stig Weird.
You can relax now, by the way.
Next, I'd be just as nervous doing an interview. I've got Mr. Stig Weird. Thank you for...
It's pronounced Ward, Stig Ward.
Stig Ward. I do apologise. So thank you for coming. Anyway, please take a seat.
I always do.
Not that seat. That's my seat. Please don't come on my seat. Right. So I've received your CV, and I was very excited to receive your application, actually. So if you don't mind, I'd like to have a bit of a sit-down chat with you and go through some of the details that we've listed here, and just want to find out a bit more about your personal skills and what you can bring to the table. So just to start with your covering letter here. Dear Mr. Andy Machine, it's actually Miss Candy Machine, but I'll let that slide. Easy mistake to make.
I thought I'd be dealing with a man. Sorry.
They all do. They all do. Right. Just write that down. Okay. It's gone on your notes.
You definitely do seem like an interviewer. They never know know what's in front of them.
You got to squint, haven't you?
Squint, yeah. Right,
so, dear Mr. Andy Machine, I saw your job listing in Kerrang magazine and felt immediately compelled to apply for the exciting role. So the listing, it was in Just 17 magazine, but I actually did put a ad in Kerrang's Lonely Hearts column, so that's fine. We'll just skim over that. Right, then what have you put here? So, right, if you have a look through my attached CV, you'll notice I have a number of unique skills that would make me a perfect fit for your company. However, I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about myself, and I hope that you'll agree that I will be that's it, blah, blah, blah. Right. So, firstly, I consider myself a patient man. So, right,
yeah,
patient.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nothing ever winds me up. I am zen all the time.
Yes, it does say here, when placed in a competitive environment, I feel like I can hold my composure and continue with the task undaunted when another staff member has the upper hand. I will congratulate them cordially on their win and would never consider flipping a piece of valuable office furniture if I was ever frustrated with a situation. Well, that's good to know, because the flipping of tables is strictly prohibited around here. So that is that's a definite check in the yes column. Yeah, so this actually all sounds very promising, Stig. So I'd like to pose you a hypothetical scenario, if I may. And if you'd be so kind as to just go through how you think you'd react to such a situation. Now, as you know, this is a client-facing role, and as such, it's extremely important to keep a cool head in a potentially stressful situation. So imagine, say, we're having an important Zoom meeting, maybe with our 5 board members. One of our board members, major shareholder, gives you a gift that wasn't quite to your tastes. How do you feel like you would react in that situation?
Of course, I'd be extremely thankful and say thank you for the gift.
Okay.
Like any normal person would be.
Keep a cool head. You have said that. That's
yeah,
true.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love all gifts.
Yeah, that sounds excellent. Right, it says, I enjoy taking on additional responsibilities without being persuaded by an additional reward. That's good. As can be noted with my self-appointed role of chairman of the official Cliff Richard fan club. That's really good to hear. I myself am a huge Cliff Richard fan too, so it's certainly reassuring to know that we'll have similar interests within the office. So tell me, what are your thoughts on the subtle nuances to the lyrics of the song Summer Holiday? In your own time.
Summer Holiday is a banger.
And can you elaborate on that?
Sound clip.
Is there any need to elaborate? He's going on a summer holiday. Who doesn't love going on a summer holiday? I love going on summer holidays.
He's driving the bus as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have liked a little bit more information, but that's fine. I'm more of a mistletoe and wine person myself,
I can tell
which actually brings me nicely onto... I heard that, you bastard. Right, hang on, right.
That fucking killed me. That was so David Brent, you didn't realise.
That is written down on the laptop there. So that does, as I say, bring me on to my next question. It says here that you enjoy mixing with fellow staff members and keep a positive and upbeat attitude at work functions. So we like to maintain a clear and focused appearance here at the company, but we do allow our employees and company CEOs to mingle in a frivolous 40-minute Christmas party. Can you reassure us that you're able to conduct yourself in a sober, upstanding fashion?
Of course. I don't even drink. Body's a temple. Body is an absolute temple. Yeah, don't even drink.
Temple of Doom, perhaps. It's just that we contacted your previous employer, Modern Escapism, who informed us that unfortunately you had to be let go due to drunken behaviour.
Nah. See, those jealous fuckers are just... I did everything there, and they did all the work, and this is why I don't drink anymore, because you have one little outburst, and they go badmouth you all over the internet.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it was good to hear your version of events. Got in one little fight and your mum got scared. So
I'm on bigger and better things. That's why I'm here.
Right, and I'd just like to, can you confirm that none of this was captured either on video or audio recording? It's important to the company that no previous misdemeanors would make their way into the public
I can confirm
eye.
At least one of them isn't.
So no sort of jilted past employees would put that online or anything?
No.
No, okay, that's
I have
good
their
to
addresses, so
I see.
That's true.
Why? No, who cares if I've got their addresses? I'm Zen.
Yes, Zen. I
Twitchy
can
for
see
Zen.
that. I can see that shining through. Right. It says here that you don't like to blend in, that you really stand out from a crowd, and actually, that's the reason I brought you here for an in-person interview. So, in the past, after conducting interviews by phone, our chosen candidate, they've shown up for work the first day, and it's as if you could have mistaken them for an NPC. So, can you imagine? Absolutely not what we're looking for in an employee.
Okay, now.
But anyway, I mean, that aside,
Absolutely brutal.
I mean, your qualifications seem impeccable, and you're clearly qualified for the position. I was excited to read that you list Klingon as one of your languages, so you must be aware that we deal with Klingons on the Federal Trade Index here. So knowing Klingon, it's a really valuable asset to this company. So tell me, oh
my god! Oh my god! She did it!
Please go on. In your own time.
Yeah.
You just said you like to wear a lacy underwear every Thursday, and I can get behind that, so I appreciate your honesty. Well, that does conclude our interview, Stog. So thank you for coming in.
Stog.
It's been really valuable, and we'll be in touch. Don't contact us, we'll contact you.
Sahutra Shasku DL Kabrasa Chukaji.
How dare you? How dare you? You insult my mother like that.
Vicky Banchai.
Oh, wow. Right, before it gets heated, let's end that there. Fantastic work from everyone. Professional improvisers. Just for the listener, we did not know what each of us had written on that. That was sensational. So we don't have any feedback this week because this is what happens when the patrons give us feedback. This was insane. So, as always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. And please consider becoming a patron to help support our endeavour. You get 3 shows a month. You get Scorched Sheep, you get Deep Dive Lounge, you get Modern Escapism. So much content, and you get to choose 9. I know.
That's
9.
9 podcasts, though. 9. That's what you get. You get 9.
It's huge.
Podcasts.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. No other podcast gives this much content for as little as, I don't know, a meal deal at Marks and Spencer's. They're probably about 15 quid, aren't they? So, yeah. Next week, we will be extra special. It's going to be extra special because for the very first time, every member of this podcast will be in the same room together at the African house. I am so... For people that don't understand, we have booked Airbnb to record, to get loads of work done. And we booked, because this is what we do, we booked the African house. So it's going to be great.
Getting down to our roots.
Getting down to our roots, our heritage. And it's it's going to be sensational.
Morning, wake up to the Lion King.
Oh, man.
It's going to be great. Thing is, right, we're just going to chat, and we've got loads of special stuff lined up for all our shows. It's going to be very, very drunken, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the main thing we're going to take from this. So rather than planning anything, today.
Isn't next week's episode?
We have something planned.
Yeah,
but...
we have an episode for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to stick to it.
Yes.
That's the thing. No. But yes, we have an episode planned, apparently.
Oh, God, he's going to be terrible, isn't he? He's going to be running around like a drunken toddler.
I'm drunk now. But they'll never
We're getting
know.
pissed on the way down. Me and
Yeah,
Noodles.
we're drinking in car, mate. Went back with some Buckfast.
I thought you just said you didn't drink, Stig, because your body's a temple.
That was actually Stog. But yes, if you are a patron, you'll get a little bit more of this in a minute. But if you're not a patron, look at what you're missing out. You could have been part of voting for that nonsense we've just done, and you'd get all this extra stuff in the green room. So if you're not a patron, this has been a podcast. Good night. Bye.
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 Not necessarily sexual there, Oodles.
Biggie.
I've actually just had sex.
Ah. I thought you had a glow.
Well,
That's why I feel. That's why I feel good. Oh shit!
Is that why you took your wedding ring off? Who were you having sex with?
Is there someone
What do you
else?
think?
Hold on. It just keeps going and going.